Hey, welcome back. This is the Life Reclamation Society podcast, and I'm so happy that you've joined me again today. So, as you know, just to recap, that I'm doing a video slash podcast. So you could be watching this on YouTube. Thank you very much. You could be listening on iTunes or Google Play. I'm so grateful for you joining me. And so I wanted to take this opportunity of this episode to share a little bit more in depth as to what I meant when I first explained what my definition of the Life Reclamation projects were, and hence the society in which all those projects can be found. So I mentioned that it was that the Life Reclamation Project is about you untangling those relationships with someone or to something in order to create space in your life and in your heart and have a lighter feeling future. So relationship with someone. Now that's somewhat self-explanatory. Sometimes we can end a relationship or have some challenges within a relationship that may feel that that has ended the relationship, and or that it's an ongoing thing and there's that tension or that discomfort and disconnect. So relationships, intimate ones would be, say, with your spouse, your boyfriend, girlfriend, lovers, relationships where you are intimately connected. And if those have ended, maybe just in a breakup, or not just in a breakup, but in a breakup or in divorce and so forth, sometimes that can weigh heavily within us. And we might use that as a filter in which we view our new and incoming relationships of the intimate level. There's also the familial relationships too. Perhaps there might be discord between you and your parents, like with you and your mom, or you and your dad, your siblings. Perhaps there's some tension or some unresolved things between you and your sister or your brother or aunts, uncles, and so on and so forth. So that can also feel heavy and you might find yourself avoiding or not participating in family activities because of that tension. So that's not a feel-good thing. So that's something that could be a life reclamation project for sure. Then, of course, there are relationships from the past, whereas maybe your experience with the people that you went to school with may not have been as positive. And so therefore, there's a bit of a dark cloud or a heavy feeling when you think of that time of your life. It could be colleagues. It could be bosses, neighbors. I've made a little list. That's why I'm looking away. Pardon me. It could be teammates. If you participated in something where there was, there wasn't the click. There wasn't and I mean click as in connectedness, not in the other way, where those relationships, something happened, or you were constantly sort of working against each other, sort of pushing against each other, and hence you've pulled away. And that may have affected how you have gone forward and participated otherwise. So those are the types of relationships with someone, and that's just a small list. There could be others that I'm not mentioning right now. Now, the other part of it is the relationship to something. Now, that's where it can not be a bit ambiguous, but relationship to, a place. So sometimes moving can be a challenge. Sometimes a relationship to your career, the choices that you've made in the job that you're in. It could be your relationship to something like money. There's a lot of different money mindset and coaches out there and programs that are fantastic, because people's relationship with abundance and how they manage and work and feel about money, they get help to resolve that. Relationship to significant events. Earlier this year, on my blog, I did a little video and some writing about my daughter graduating. So graduations or changes in where you are, what phase of life you're in. And that can also cause you to sort of pause or feel stuck and not sure how to go forward, because that normalcy of how you did things or how things looked in your life has changed, and the environment has changed a little bit as well. So there's that. Other things could be, or even other sort of lifestyle changes, people who have retired or have made a job change, career change, sort of switch gears. And now there's a little bit of a disconnect. I said, did I do the right thing? How can I let that go? And so I can fully immerse, and so on and so forth. There's a number of different sort of real life things that we have a relationship to. And I think we have a relationship to everything. And there are some intangibles. And that would be the things like, what am I going to do now? So what is my purpose? Maybe that something has changed, or that you're holding on to and have some unresolved connection to dreams, hopes, and expectations of what you thought your life would look like right now in this moment. Maybe the ideas that you had 5 years ago, 15 years ago, 25 years ago, whatever it is, and you're sort of regretting, or you wish you coulda, woulda, shoulda. And those types of feelings can help sort of hold you back from creating that feeling and that openness of a future, when we are holding on to things that we didn't bring to fruition or didn't come together in the way that we had intended. So there's a lot of intangible. So that relationship to our dreams, relationship to what our vision is for our future. We can cast fantastic ideas into the ethers about how it is that we want to have the experience for the next 5 years, the next 15 or 25 years, whatever that number is. And when we have things that we're holding on to from the past that didn't quite work out, then that can impede our progress and the flow of, and the ease in which we move into our future. So those are different types of life reclamation projects. Now, that also leads me back to relationship with. So sometimes the relationship with ourselves, who we are in the world, who we have been, and that transition of who we are becoming. And sometimes there's that disconnect between, now what do I do, right? You look in the mirror, you may not recognize the person looking back, that you might be feeling unfulfilled with the place that you are at, and you're wanting something more, better, or different in your life. And just like any of the relationships with someone or to something, when we've got residual things holding on to, we have an emotional attachment to that might not feel so good, there's generally the underlying common denominator would be that we wanted something more, better, or different from the relationship. Maybe we wish we had said something more, better, or different. Maybe we wish we had done something more, better, or different, or that our experience had been more, better, or different, that person or persons had been more, said more, done more, so on and so forth. So those are the types of things that can be sort of the foundation of the Life Reclamation Project. If you hear some jingling, that's my puppy sleeping behind me. That's real life right here. So the Life Reclamation Project, when I talk about that, it has to do with what we are holding on to. When we have a strong emotional tether for life experiences that weren't so awesome, and that when we think of that, we can be peaked in a moment to, high levels of as if it had just happened. Those are the types of experiences, and those are the type of relationships and stories that might be affecting you moving forward easily and with a light feeling, like a prosperous and abundant and open to possibility future. And that is the work that I do. And I shared in the first episode as well that, as a coach or as somebody who comes from this place, and this is the content that I'm sharing, I do so from a place because I know what it's like to sort of hold on to that stuff. Often I use the metaphor of having a backpack, or better yet, the ladies out there might appreciate this metaphor in that if you ever have carried your purse, and, the purse is the catch-all. It's like the junk drawer in the kitchen. It is the kitchen sink. And we can carry that purse and it's so heavy, but we just become adjusted to it. We just become, we accommodate, our body accommodates everything, and we just keep stuffing things in there. Then we decide to sit down and empty out that purse, or clean out that drawer, or clean out the backpack that we're carrying, and we discard all the things that don't serve us anymore. We let go of the receipts. We let go of the pens that don't work, and we let go of all of that content. And it's just sometimes it can be little bitty things, but there might be a theme of the things that we pack around in that purse. And once we empty that out, we put the purse on and we think, how much lighter is that? Gosh, I can't believe that I was carrying that purse that weighed, 15 pounds or whatever the quantity is. And, we can put that purse on our shoulder and move with a lot more ease and appreciate the open space, or the space that we've created in the purse, to, again, be able to carry the things that we need with us. I also use the backpack. If all those life experiences or all those relationships that have sort of left that residual or that emotional tether to that doesn't feel good, imagine that's like a 1 pound rock or a 5 pound rock that we keep putting in our backpack. And as we're moving forward, we keep collecting these rocks, but we're not taking many opportunities to let them go. So again, we sometimes when we're carrying a heavy load, we don't recognize how heavy the load is because of our body adjusting, and we've adjusted, and we've just persevered, and we're resilient, that we don't necessarily make that connection to how much it is impacting our ability to move forward in the way that we wish to, because we're concentrated on balancing the weight in which we are carrying. So again, I wanted to share this opportunity to sort of clarify a little bit more about what the Life Reclamation projects could possibly entail. And here in this podcast of the Society, my intention is to talk a bit more about each of those things that I shared and more. So again, I am Sherry Trentini. I so appreciate you joining me here today, whether again, you are watching me on YouTube, on my Facebook page, or listening on iTunes podcasts or Google Play. You can find more information about me, join my email list at www.sherrytrentini.com. You can also download and check out my free ebooks that I have, that all of that information is on my website, and I encourage you to take a look at those, download those at your convenience. And if you want to chat more or want more clarifications or have some questions, I'd love to hear from you. I'd love to hear what questions you might have, so I can blend that in future episodes, or in another way to answer your question. I am so looking forward to getting to know you, and until next time, thanks for being here.